Oh, baby, we are back. It's a green shirt day. It's a green dildo day, and we have a lot to talk about, specifically with Mr. Buteau today. Of course, Mr. Bitcoin staying in the range, and Dogecoin, a little bit of a trappy trap going on, I do think. Anyways, with that said, I would like to wish you a happy and healthy start to this nice hump day over here from Helsinki, Finland. It's bright and sunny, nice in all hours of the day. Literally at fucking 2 to 3 a.m., there is sun outside. It doesn't go down. It literally never goes away. Blackout curtains are very much needed, and I actually got a good night's sleep last night. So it's all good. Got energy out the fucking wazoo right now. And with that said, let's get into the Krown chain application over here, which we found at app.krownchain.net. There's a link description below. It is 100% free, by the way, to use, and also the Discord as well if you want to join. Anyways, what do we see as far as the dashboard goes here? We do see, let me just make sure that my microphone's working and the volume is up. It is. We're good to go. What's up, Yao? Appreciate that, brother. Feel free to have a message, but as always, I'm gonna be getting through the Bitcoin and Ethereum, mostly Ethereum analysis day. Expat motherfucking crypto. There he is. When Bitcoin show who's in charge. I still think Bitcoin's got a little bit of time kind of going sideways within this region. Still, long term, I actually am still bullish on Bitcoin, and I still do think that Bitcoin has another massive explosion to probably go within this current market cycle. But at least for right now, I don't think that there's any major threat of Bitcoin breaking out of the top side of the range. Anyways, okay, yes, onto the dashboard we go. What do we see over here? Bitcoin dominance continuing to go down. Holy shit. And as we said yesterday, it is starting to get very, very close to a macro area, but that would also obviously imply that we still got a little more downside here as far as the dominance goes, which means that altcoin Bitcoin pairings continue to rally. I would go as far to say that once we see the actual altcoin rally start to cease and go into a bit of a consolidation, maybe even a reversal, that is at the point when I'd really start to be on watch for Bitcoin putting in its own rally and continuing the phase and carrying out the rotational market, keeping this whole fucking boolah season alive for the time being. Anyways, with that in mind, fear and greed index also popping up a few points here. Still nothing too crazy in the optimistic zone as it should be when things are more or less green over the past, I don't know, like 8 months now straight. What's up, Nimbo? There he is. I see you, my friend. I see you. All good, Mr. Yao. All good, brother. Anyways, on top of that, we see that the open interest actually come down a little bit from yesterday to today. This is within the context of Bitcoin, essentially playing out some short-term moves to the upside, tested the medium-term topside range, which is actually wrong about yesterday because I was looking for a little bit of a short-term up followed by a pushback, and I actually still do think that that's what happens. But with that in mind, again, it's really not, in my opinion, the time to be looking specifically at Bitcoin because Bitcoin is in a sideways consolidation range. So unless you're like trading options or unless you're like trading short-term time frame ranges, I just think that the opportunity is also right now, which I don't really trade for myself, but hey, for the other people out there who are heavily into the old altcoin market, well, this is your time to shine and has been for the past few months, actually. Anyways, as far as the market data tab goes, again, open interest over here is very, 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 very obviously reaccumulation. Problem is, though, when does that reaccumulation get resolved? Well, I still do think that we have at least another week or two to go before any sort of realistic resolution above the top side, or, I mean, technically speaking, the bottom side range could be relevant as well, although I wouldn't say I definitely don't think, but I think it's very unlikely we see a resolution below that region. For that move to happen. On top of that, we see that the funny rate is still, carrying out that long-term downturn. We even see OKX posting a negative rate right here, Deribit with barely registering anything, and then we do see Bybit, BitMEX, Huobi all around parity, and Binance just barely above there. So nothing concerning right here. Again, this is overall good for the long term. It just sets in the bias that I would be looking for Bitcoin to carry out that move, probably to 70 to 80,000 bucks plus when it gets going. But still, we are not really within the guise of that right now. It is time to be looking at realistically, Mr. Buteau. I'm gonna take another sippy sip of my Chewbacca Star Wars cup over here, and then we'll get into the old analysis. How about that? Oh my lord, man, it tastes even better coming from Mr. Chewbacca himself, being chased by all these fucking TIE fighters, huh? Still got one sippy sip left, but let's get into Mr. Buteau over here. So starting off with the big girthy green rocket, huh? And what do we see? We do see that Mr. Buteau carrying out the same move that we spoke about yesterday. We said that this was very unlikely to be a actual top, even though technically speaking, this is a long-legged doji dildo. But at the end of the day, that is just a signal of indecision and perhaps even reversal, but we never completed the criteria meant for a reversal. And realistically, the reason why we were kind of looking at this as with bullish goggles yesterday is mostly due to the higher term timeframes, of which the weekly is still continuation, the 3-day still continuation, the 2-day obviously still continuation. And by the way, we do have this 2-day closing later tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Fuck, I forgot to take out the salmon from my backpack. Motherfucker. Elsa, wake up! I need you to do something for me. We see on the 3 3 over here. This one is going to be closing, yes, tonight as at the same time as well, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So we're going to see a chance for both the daily, 2-day, and 3-day to all close above the top side Toronto band. That will not just set in a buys for new all-time highs for the next couple days, but the next, like, well, I guess until the end of the week, essentially, as we do complete this criteria all across all of the higher term timeframes relevant for Mr. Buterin right here. And of course, as we have seen in the past, anytime that we have seen an actual move and closure on a weekly schedule above the top side Toronto band for Ethereum specifically, we've seen some pretty nice moves on top of that. Now, I'm only going to zero in on this on the on the bull market moves here. So while we do have a couple of iterations on this when Ethereum was essentially going through a long form accumulation on the lows. Hey, what's up, Fab? Shabaka cup? Shabaka. Oh, you god damn it, this market never stops with the memes, man. I saw there's a new coin in the Discord earlier today. It's called Doggy Moon. What the fuck, sir? What the fuck? I think we forgot like a meme in there as well. It's like Doggy Moon Shib. How about that? There you go. Anyways, yeah, so let's measure these out just to see if there's any rhyme or reason with them in the context specifically of a Bula market. And what do we see right here? We see our first iteration where Ethereum closes on the weekly above the top side Toronto band. This was after clearing the range highs and actually putting in a confirmed weekly reversal. And let's just see what that percentage gain was looking like before the next sort of short form consolidation. Well, we see this right here, just under 300%. Rather interesting, pretty damn good if I do say so myself. I mean, technically this one right here, you know, is a bit on a reversal as well. We can just measure it out just to see, although this one obviously not as impressive, about 71.5% to the upside as well. So keep that one in mind. And again, this would be within the context of a little bit more of a muted gain, obviously, because we are within a different piece of the market cycle over here. This is obviously different when Ethereum is charging above the prior accumulation highs, the prior accumulation range over here. Anyways, we have a couple more iterations to go through in the form of this over here in November 2017. Let's just see what she did in this perspective. 250% to the upside. Pretty damn good, very much comparable to the 280 that we saw more recently in 2021. And then over here we have yet again another iteration closing above the top side Toronto band right there, and then charging up to your next major high. Actually, this one rather interesting, 500% as you can see. And then we have this one kind of started off all the way back from February 2017, basically as far as history goes for this one, and that's about a 320%. So you do see on the high side we saw about a 500% gain on the very, very low side, but albeit within the context of a different piece of the market cycle, about 75% gain to the upside. And then a couple iterations, I think 2 to 3 iterations with about 250 to 280-ish regions. So I do think that is rather relevant to be looking at right now for Mr. Buterin. And again, I do essentially favor more upside here long term, but let's just play around with numbers for a second. We can take the last closure above the top side Toronto that initiated that prior breakout in late April of this past prior year, and let's just see where we would kind of be within this. Well, as of right now, we're about 60 or about just below 60% away from that level. And technically speaking, if we were to just, take the low end of this, which I would even argue, again, this would be not really relevant to what we're looking at, but just to kind of give a range here for a 75% or an 80% move to the upside, that's about 4850-ish region, which actually would be looking for a little bit of a short-term pullback from that region. As we identified yesterday, several things do line up with suggesting at least a short and medium-term pullback from that region. But ultimately, do I think that that's where things stop long-term? No, I don't, in fact. And if we were to play around with numbers a little bit more, let's just add on 250%. How about that? And what do you fucking know? Well, now we're already at 250%, and we're right at 9,500. Rather interesting. On the upper end, we saw about just below 300%. That's obviously above $10,000. And on the very, very high end, we did see about a 500% gainer. I think that it is. I think I'll just let that one speak for itself. So, do I think that Ethereum can get to $10,000 plus? Yeah, I do. Do I think that it can happen on this cycle? Yeah, it seems like it's actually rather reasonable. It's reasonable. It's within the guise of this market, and it's actually not all that crazy as it sounds anymore. Anyways, with that said, obviously Ethereum does have a few fundamental things going on as well. So we do see technicals essentially lining up with fundamentals. But from what I understand, and I'm not the person to go to for this, I would strongly suggest you search out other people who are more fundamentally minded. They will tell you about Ethereum's kind of deflationary sort of features that are incoming with the new EIP 1559, I believe it is. I learned that one from Mr. Kobe Crypto Cobain, and also Ledger, who are really really, really good. And I strongly suggest their content. They are at Up Only TV. I think they mostly operate on Twitch, but really chill guys, it seems like. And also very, actually very, very good information as well, even though they do joke around, kind of similar to how we do over here as well. But at the end of the day, man, I mean, that's kind of a sign of an actual trader in my experience. Like, I've never really met a very like super serious, successful trader in my life, actually, come to think of it. Everyone that I've met has always got like some weird fucking quirk. Like, one of the best traders that I ever met on Arca was a guy who would literally spend all day. this guy was like literally one of the best traders of all time too. He'd spend all fucking day, I think, playing this game called, was it like Age of Camelot or Dark Age of Camelot? It was some like MMORPG from like fucking 20 years ago. And he basically just had like an office of a bunch of traders who use his equity, and then he would kind of trade whenever he felt like it. He just got so fucking wealthy. It was just insane, man. Really, 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 really interesting guy. And I've unfortunately lost contact with him since. Or I was never really too close with him myself, but my father actually was, funnily enough. Anyways, a different story for a different time. Let's get back more into Mr. Buterol over here. So on the daily, this is the only higher term time frame right now amongst the 2-day, 3-day, and weekly that is technically not turning above the topside trailing band just yet. But that also does give us a bias in a couple of ways here. So first and foremost, I would have a natural bias towards an extension of this move towards just around $4,500, just based off the topside trailing band right now. The next key is, though, and realistically the next big thing for me is do we close this daily dodo above the topside trailing band? If that does happen, I would be looking for new all-time highs for the next 24 to 48 hours essentially. Now, of course, the 2-day and 3-day have a chance to do that as well, and it looks like it's going to be extremely likely that they do complete that, barring any sort of a daily barring any sort of a closure tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time below what is this, about $4,000, which is looking rather unlikely right now. But hey, fair enough. We've all seen crazier things in a 10% move within 18 and a half hours, essentially, which that would be. But still, again, I do look at this as more or less likely to continue. If we look at it historically speaking, the relevancy of these moves within the context, again, of Ethereum, we typically do see these things go on for longer and longer. And the daily just closing above the topside trailing band today would very much insinuate that I would be looking for this move very, 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 very likely to get somewhere around $5,000, give or take probably $200 from that territory. And then at that point, similar to what we saw in Bitcoin in 2017, I probably would be looking for a pullback. At some point, you will see a rather catastrophic pullback in this one, and I actually do think that that's going to end up being a buy. I don't think that this one's anytime soon, but just like Bitcoin is going through its own long-form consolidation right now, Ethereum will do the same thing as well once it sort of hits the high of this current rally here. So if we do put on our extensions, we can come up with the next sort of relevant regions, of which I have several things coming in right around about 4,500 and then 4850-ish region, which was also consistent with what we saw over here on Characters STC, which is showing it in a critical bull zone, strong rising trend, which that obviously is, and 4850 to 4900 is starting to be a little bit of a medium-term target here. Although I would still stick with 5,000 as, or maybe even a little bit more than $5,000 as like the next like major one before looking for a greater pullback on this one, and then range behavior after that as well. But for now, I still do think that Ethereum has more upside here. If we even go down to the low-term timeframes on this one, I mean, this is quite literally a continuation as we look at it at this exact moment here, insinuating an extension to 4,500. I mean, this is even just it's only even looking at the 4 hours of bull zone consolidation as well right now, which is really fucking telling, to be honest with you. Anyways, we'll go over to our regular charts over here as well, and let's just see what we have going on. Obviously, that hidden bullish divergence from yesterday's call, obviously playing out. I'd say that the easy portion of that move is certainly already played out. I only target the top side of the prior consolidation on it, on a signature like that. But we also are going to see that accompanied by a 4-hour TSI signal turning up as well in the bullish buy zone, playing out the same sort of trend line that we identified yesterday, way the fuck back on over here. And this one actually has given us a couple of opportunities even within like the last week. So you can kind of see how this one goes on over time, and rather useful there on expansive BBWP over here as well. So I really want to see this get up to the 95 plus percentile on the 4-hour, daily, and weekly before looking for like the next major pullback. And when we do the daily perusal of the daily over here as well, we do see that it is, it's very high, obviously, yes, but do I look for a top at the 95 percentile? No. I mean, we've actually never even seen a major top at anything less than really like 99 or 100 percentile. Actually, the last time that we saw it all the way up there was actually in early January, preceding this sort of sideways market. So it doesn't necessarily say that the move is over, or sorry, it doesn't necessarily say that the long-term move is over, but the short-term move, yes. And then it can either go into consolidation or reversal. In this case, consolidation, reaccumulate it, and then it marches on again. That's essentially what I'm looking for here as well, but it can certainly take its time. Same thing on this one over here, hitting that level and then trading sideways for a while, actually even dropping down a bit there too. Same thing on your coronavirus dumps, getting into the 100 percentile actually. And then, you know, the month before that on this major high right here, 100 percentile actually. And then if we go back a little bit further, when was our last time? Was actually in December 2018 dumps, in fact, when Bitcoin went from 6,000 to 3,000. And then before that, you know, basically on these slew of highs in 2017, 2018 rally. So I still do look at this as rather relevant, and I still do look at that as actually insinuating that we do see further expansion to the upside from that narrative. And, you know, all kind of higher term timeframes and even lower term timeframes right now are kind of suggesting that. So I do think that this move very likely works this way, short term to 4,500 bucks, maybe a short term pullback there. Again, no real strong opinions on that, but my strong opinion is on very likely we do see a move somewhere around 5,000 bucks, give or take 100, give or take a little bit from that region. And that's probably where we do see the next sort of potential for a more sideways and downside market, while Bitcoin very likely does take the reins for a bit. And we see something similar, you know, somewhat of a similar relationship between the two in the sense that I'd be looking for Ethereum to kind of just play out a range while Bitcoin essentially trends. And for all of the Bitcoin upwards moves, I'd be looking for Ethereum to, you know, putting these sort of like failed rally attempts essentially within the narrative of a long form consolidation and then continue on a little bit later. I'm gonna finish this coffee then, and then we're gonna get into Mr. Bitcoin in a second here. All right, we are good, sirs. We are good. Elsa, wake the fuck up, you lazy bitch. My salmon is getting wrecked right now. It's just sitting in my backpack. I actually do I do my food shopping early in the morning. I like to have a nice early morning walk, and then go buy go to the supermarket, buy a shit ton of beef, buy a shit ton of salmon, and every fucking day, man, 2 kilos of meat is the way that I like it. Anyways, that sounds absolutely terrible. Anyways, actually, before we go on to Bitcoin, I should be noted that even on the 4-hour right here, we are trending above the topside Toronto band as well. So this is trending in motion, like right here, right now. This is moving like quite literally, right now, today, accompanied by several bullish continuation signals, even on the lower term timeframes. 4-hour DMI plus dominant with ADX strengthening, 4-hour MACD crossing up as well within the context of closing above the topside Toronto band, plus continuation of trend on new highs, and SMI is following through with that as well. So again, I always like to kind of come up with something that is more or less bearish to kind of balance myself out, but in this case, you can always come up with something, right? But where would be my criteria for getting maybe a little bit bearish on Ethereum, or just like looking for a greater pullback? Well, I mean, your last higher low is where? Is right here at about 38.50. So we're quite far away from that resolution. Yeah, I'm essentially looking for further upside from here is what I'm trying to say. Is there anything else on the 12-hour and daily? Hey, what do you know? Fresh signal on the TSR. Sorry, on the R on the R side. The TSI, the R side. No, it's the fucking DMI. How about that one? The DMI ADX right here, pointed back up again. We identified this as very likely a bullish reset the other day, and I would still stick with that. MACD continuing on the increase in histogram momentum, and also SMI, same thing as well. Yeah, I do like this, and I do look for continuation. All right, on to Bitcoin we go, and let's just do the daily perusal. Let's make this nice and fucking easy, huh? Let's go to the hash ribbons. Oh, what do you know? No buy signal there. So if we don't see any buy signal there, I'm just looking for a range on Bitcoin. Yes, I was wrong about this one yesterday. Well, I was kind of right, kind of wrong, in the sense that yes, I was looking for a short-term up followed by a medium-term down, and actually still think that we're going to get that actually probably from this region right here. We do see that SMI is obviously decreasing in momentum. Same thing with MACD over here as well, and it actually could even cross the downside as well. This is on the daily right now. But hold on, I was actually looking for this to come down below the zero read yesterday, but it looks like we don't even have that right here. So yeah, that signal was completely averted. Hello, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the world. Have you checked out the Ethereum price on the cryptocurrency markets? Do you, hey, could I ask you to do something really, really quickly? Could you take out all the food in my backpack? No, put that shit down. It's not click, clank, clack time for finished forest fucks. Jesus Christ.
Hold me up, you fuckface.
Yeah. Sir, I have a very serious situation in my backpack. Could you please put it in the fridge? Thank you, sir. I also have a serious situation going on in my pants right now. Could you check out the hash ribbon signal? Anyways, hash ribbon signal over here. Again, not giving us a buy signal on that. And while I don't want to go through all the iterations because we've done this many times in the past, you can just reference my my long-term analysis playlist for that if you want that, or you can go through it yourself. But essentially, that's it. Thank you, sir. All right, nice. We got all meat secured in the fridge, my friends. We are good to go. Anyways, looking at this right here. By the way, Tokyo Channel had sushi the other day. It's really fucking good, man. Really fucking good. Anyways, looking at this right here. Yes, anytime that we do see this signature get printed, typically takes about a week or two on average after the buy signal is given until the next sort of, continuation move, or, well, actually in this case, reversal moves essentially. But within the context of the bull market, yeah, it is a continuation move. Anyways, for what we're looking at right here, yep, we still don't have that blue buy signal, and so I'm not really looking at this as a threatening posture to break out anytime soon. I still think that Bitcoin, has a decent chance to come back down somewhere around low $50,000, whether it's 49 to 51,000 bucks. I don't have a strong opinion on that. My strong opinion is on long-term continuation to the upside, very likely after Ethereum and most altcoins kind of hit their next sort of interim high, if you will. Anyways, with that in mind, we do see that DMI ADX has no signal right here. Technically speaking, the DMI minus is setting up for one right now, but we don't see either having a positive slope. And more importantly, with that, I am really just looking for this one to kind of create a range right now. Daily MACD, as we said, is loosening on the momentum, as is the SMI. So all of this kind of just suggests that we're ranging right now. Short term, does Bitcoin test a little bit higher, maybe back up towards 59,000 bucks? Could be, yes, but ultimately, I don't really have I don't have any strong opinions on whether on the short term here. Looking at 12-hour MACD, same shit. Looking at 12-hour DMI ADX, same shit as well. Although the DMI Plus is kind of inching its way towards an actual signal, perhaps. And if we go down to the 4-hour, let's see what we got over here. Yeah, 4-hour looks okay, looks constructive. I mean, short term, does it want to pop back up and test around 59? Maybe a bit above 59. Yeah, it's very possible here. I mean, technically speaking, we do have what would be identified as an ascending triangle, but I just personally speaking, based off the history of that one, don't think that is don't think that it's ready to roll just yet. Long term, yes, very, very good long term. I mean, the longer that, and I was actually having a good chat with an old friend last night, and I have to laugh. Good guy though, good guy. Anyways, he just said some really fucking funny things, and I always appreciate his analysis. Anyways, yes, and we were kind of talking about this, and look, long term, yeah, I'm bullish on this one. The longer that Bitcoin spends going sideways within this region between about 45,000 and 61, 62 to the upside, the more and more bullish that I will get on the actual resolution of this one, meaning that I would essentially be looking higher and higher. So, looking at it right now, again, we have an obvious range going on here. I don't really see any breakout from a structural standpoint as long as Bitcoin's especially below 60,000. But if you want to go buy the book, it'd actually be about 61,000 right here. It's the top side of your current range. Let's actually go down to this chart, and maybe we can even just chart this one out. Yeah, we can make a specific chart just for this one. In fact, let's do something like this. Boom, there's the top side of your range. There's the current bottom side of your range, and you got your rise and lows coming in from this trend line right here, to be fair too, although I'm not a huge fan of that. So ultimately, I mean, this is reaccumulation right here, yes. However, or at least that would be the bias right now. However, do I think that we can come back down and test around the bottom side support once again? Yeah, I think it's actually rather likely, over time. I don't think that this one's again, threatening a breakout right here, right now. Also checking in on daily BBWP. It is getting down there. Yes, it is even in the just base single digits right now, 9.92 percentile to be exact. It was up, Frank Castle. What's up, man? Glad to see your passive aggression on the channel again gets me off. I'm glad to get you off, sir. Would you like me to finish you off now? How's the Sharkcoin Trex? Hey man, we'll look at that a little bit later. I do want to get through Bitcoin first, then we can look at some shitcoins. No problem. Appreciative, obviously, but I do want to get through this as we got a nice flowing consciousness, like my shit coming in from my asshole last night. Anyways, that was a bad thing to be saying. Anyways, yes, I'm really not looking for, again, a potential breakout until we get the daily BBWP. I want to see it below 5 percentile. I mean, even then, at 1 to 0 percentile, is really where this is historically very accurate in getting these nice expansive moves. I mean, it's not going to be, maybe even to the day, but it gives you that sort of tick off, just like the hash rate as an indicator as well. So with those two combined together, I still do think Bitcoin probably has another week or two within this range, probably at the very least, and then gives another try to the upside alongside Ethereum probably printing a bit of a high. But yeah, looking at it right here, all these signals on the very, very low side have been met by, pretty impressive moves, we'll say. We're talking about this one over here back from October 2020. I mean, that was precipitating a pretty, that is basically a 2x move unabated to $20,000, right? From about $10,000. We see this one over here coming in from the $8,500 base in July and September, preceding this 36% pump. Again, this one obviously within the context of a different piece of the market cycle. This was during the, long term accumulation, to be fair. But not really into the macro breakout. I consider that above 11,500 over here in especially October, actually, of the year 2020. Anyways, before that, we do see the signal from March 2019 on this reverse from 4,000 to 14,000 bucks, basically getting a 2x almost immediately off the jump, and several times in 2018 on all these failed rally attempts. So I still do look at this as extremely relevant right here. And again, you can actually grab the BBWP for yourself if you so desire for free on TradingView. Just type in caretaker Bollinger Bands with percentile. Actually, it's that simple, man. He has a shit ton of free indicators right there. Anyways, daily TSI, as we said yesterday, it does have a chance to cross the downside, but we actually did not confirm that yesterday. Obviously, what would be needed to do that? We need to close below 54,500. Is that possible to do? Yes, indeed it is. In fact, we do have this nice trend line coming in from here, and I would say that we are going to inevitably test this one at least in 2 days, probably even tomorrow, I'd say. And so if this does start to turn down again, yeah, I would be looking for Bitcoin to come somewhere back down around that $50,000 base. And again, I would be looking at that as an opportunity. I'm not long-term bearish on this one. Again, as long as it holds a higher low structure on the daily, especially, well, I guess not actually, it's not really higher low right here now, is it? But as long as it holds this low right here, I do look at this as more or less likely to wedge itself into a reaccumulation formation, which I believe it is right now, actually. Anyways, looking at the very low term time frames for Bitcoin, again, it looks okay here for maybe a short term move to the upside. We did see hidden bullish divergence on CME chart over here. That should have been the notice to me to give a bias a little bit higher than what I gave yesterday. I believe yesterday I was given 56 or so. Looks like we got up significantly more than that. So fair enough, man. At the end of the day, I'm essentially looking for this one to range it out. And CME chart is actually rather telling right here as far as momentum oscillators go. If we pull them up, can we pull them up? There we go. Then we pulled them up. Nice one. Long term, this is a very constructive read right here, but again, I'm looking for BBWP in tandem with the hash ribbon signals to kind of print themselves, and we still got a little more time there. Hey, what's up, Supernova? Morning Krown, hope you're doing well. Could you also check out Bitcoin on the CME, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, looking good? Sure, man. Yeah. I was looking at that earlier. Does this overall look good? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even the TSI is actually almost about to print a bullish signal here too. So a little bit obtuse to what I was just saying. Do we have the same sort of trend line coming in from the last few highs? No, we do not actually, or at least not one that would make sense. I know that you can do one from there to there, but I don't think that that's relevant right here. I think that would be front running something or a little bit experimental, a lot more than what I feel comfortable with. Daily RSI, again, it's good here. It's neutral short term, long term though constructive, and I really do like this. The key in this one is the rejection off the bearish control zone, as you can see, and we can also see that if we go through the 2 day and 3 day as you asked for, we can check it out over here. We do actually have that same sort of hidden bullish divergence signal, but that move's already played out. I mean, that was the move from about 48 all the way to 58 or 59, in fact. Again, I'm looking for this one to trade a little bit more sideways. Long term, I really like this chart. Yes, it's just, short term, I'm still looking for sideways here. I agree with you. It does look more or less good. In fact, the 3 day actually looks particularly good, seeing as we do have that hidden bullish divergence over here, cradling the 21, which actually never even broke. And technically speaking, the CME chart never broke the higher low structure on the 3 day. Did it break it on the 2 day? No, it did not break it on the 2 day. Here's your last higher low right here. Technically speaking, I guess you could say that it was this one right here, to be fair. But overall, the CME chart, it would present a more long-term bullish picture, which is kind of interesting because a lot of people think that the CME chart is just used for bearish manipulation on Bitcoins, which is just bullshit. It's just people talking out their ass. They don't know what the fuck they're saying. It's always conspiracy, man. It's always a conspiracy when price action goes down, but not when it goes up. It's fundamentals when it goes up. Anyways, overall, I do agree with you. Long-term, very fucking good. Very fucking good. All right, I'm gonna try to bring up some of those earlier comments and see what we can get going on over here. Mr. Nimbo, I drastically appreciate you setting the tone in the chat today. You are the fucking man, my friend. You are the fucking man. I see BG, I see Yao, I see Jack Frost, Mr. Kelvin. Welcome to the cave as well. Tokyo channel, fucking nice, man, fucking nice. I did have a sushi a couple days ago. It was amazing, man. I gotta tell you though, honestly, the best sushi is just the plain salmon on rice. Honestly, that's the best best fucking one. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Just hits a spot every goddamn time. I see Mr. XRP Africa. He's been walking me through my interest in Africa recently. Actually really fucking cool shit going on over there apparently. And actually really exciting too. What's up, Rochelle? I've so had it with multiple exchanges. I need some recommendations, guys and gals. I mean, the problem with cryptocurrency right now is that Rochelle, is that there's not really the problem right now is that we're in the transition between the wild west stage of cryptocurrency and like the early institutional adoption phase of cryptocurrency, where ultimately the goal is to get integrations with the majority of the legitimate coins and get them off these fucking shitty wild west exchanges, like all of them basically, and get them onto more legitimized exchanges where we actually have protections. I know that a lot of people think that or want the goal of cryptocurrency to be decentralized and therefore use decentralized exchanges. Well, look, man, decentralized exchanges come with a lot of fucking risks, and if anyone's ever traded in a professional sense here, you'll probably have a similar experience to myself, where eventually some issue will happen. I don't know, maybe you fat finger a trade, maybe you put in the wrong fucking order, maybe it's just a clear and obvious mistake. There's actually protections for that in traditional markets, and in fact I actually had to do it several times myself because I would be very lackadaisical sometimes putting in my orders, and then I have to call my compliance officer, or not my compliance officer but my regional officer, and say I made a mistake. And he'd be like, what the fuck, kid? Because I was pretty young at the time too, in my early and mid 20s, and then I have to explain to him very embarrassingly what I did, and then he'd be like, all right, I'll call the exchange and try to bust it for you, but try not to do it again. and then one time I did it the next day too. Not fun times, man. Very fucking embarrassing. Very fucking embarrassing. Mr. Crypto Nate's in the house as well. Love it, man. Absolutely love it. All right, let's see what else we can pull up. All right, Frank Castle says, Tron USDT on the hourly. Oh, dear Lord. All right, so we're going shitcoin versus, we're doing shitcoin on extremely low term time frames. This is going to be great. This is going to be absolutely excellent. But hey, this market right now in general is just bullish. I don't know why you want to look at the hourly specifically. It's going to be a lot more obvious on the daily. Daily is obviously, long-term bullish, I would say. I mean, this is actually a pretty damn good chart right here for the information that we do have. We see the same sort of stair-stepping and reaccumulation behavior right around the prior all-time high. Same shit that we saw in Bitcoin, same shit that we saw in Ethereum, same shit that we saw in Litecoin, same shit that we saw in Monero. And I look for continuation phases off of all of these. This is an ascending triangle right here as well. Short term, I'd be looking for a move towards like 1530-ish region. But if you just want to go to the hourly, man, I mean, hourly probably actually comes down a little bit here, if anything, maybe back down to like 14 cents even. But I don't have a strong opinion on the hourly, man. My strong opinion is on the higher term timeframes. Look, you don't need to trade the fucking hourly on a shitcoin. There's no offense, but I just don't see the allure in doing something like this. You have up to 100x leverage on Bitcoin. You have 50 to 100x leverage on Ethereum if you really want to play like these absolutely face-shattering moves, but they actually have liquidity, whereas this thing, to my knowledge, probably does not. And they're all kind of doing the same moves anyways. But yeah, if you put a gun to my head, short-term timeframes, ultimately they will very likely resolve to the upside. Long-term, I'd be looking for new all-time highs on this one. This is the exact same signature that we see on many of these other assets that has been essentially long-term continuation. So that's what I'd focus in on. But hey, to each their own, I suppose, and I hope that is in some way helpful or useful to you. What's up, crypto? There he is, man. There he fucking is. Let's see. Did we get? Yep, we got Supernova. Good to see you again, Miss Supernova. Crypto Soup says. Crypto Soup says, "Sir, my highly esteemed TA says Ethereum going to moon and doggy to Uranus. Thoughts?" Where's Cardano Weekly going? That's a lot of questions right there, man. I guess we forgot to look at Dogecoin. We can do the quick perusal of it. I'm essentially looking for a trap in Dogecoin. So we got our first nice move down, and by nice move I mean 40% move right there. Ultimately, at some point, I want to see a very obvious bull trap going on where this thing probably trades back up, maybe just shy of 60 cents. You could argue that that's already happened over here, but I'd say that's a little bit too fast for it to really matter. Short term, does this one come back down to base around 43 and a quarter? Yeah, I do think so. It's got some short-term downside. Even if you are looking at the short-term timeframes right here, you got an obvious potential descending triangle going on right now. Support right around 45 cent even, and we do have a nice declining trend line guarding our last few higher lows, or sorry, sorry, lower highs in this case. By the same token, if we do break above this region, 52 and a quarter right there, I'd be looking for another reapproach of 60 cents. Personally speaking, I'd really like to see a move around there because that's going to be more or less likely a bull trap in this case. And you really want to see something like that, after a major high like this. It's not going to be easy. The whole purpose of the market is to lull you into a false sense of security with bullshit like this. And how do you do that? Kind of hold it here for a little bit of time. You have to make all these people who bought above 55 cents essentially make them feel a little bit comfortable. They're like, oh, it's basing again. It's no problem. It's going to be just like this. Just like 420, guys. I remember this happened on 420. We had a big crash. No problem. Bounces back up on the fucking 5 minute, 5 seconds after your goddamn low. No, sirs. Actually, this is starting to look really like a macro top. You can tell very easily as well. Look, this is the most simplistic analysis right here, but it's actually very powerful in these sorts of macro situations. You see the volume on this pump over here, very powerful. That's continuation. That's change of behavior. See this volume on this pump over here? It's continuation, yes, but it's massively fallen off from what you saw in January. And then this one over here on this last high, nothing, man. And where's the actual volume on for this region? It's on the fucking selling, actually. So we are quite literally seeing distribution within this asset right now, but it's going to bounce around. Its purpose is to make you second guess yourself right now. And even the weekly is still trending above the top side trolling band here too, but I suspect we're going to see one of those dumps out of nowhere and this is going to end in tears once again. I actually do the daily perusals of Reddit, Dogecoin, and it's very enlightening to look at, actually. Very fucking enlightening to look at. Anyways, we'll move on from that. And you're asking about Cardano as well. I guess we can quickly do that, but I would greatly appreciate it if it's just one per message, because we do have a lot of people here. Cardano in comparison to Dogecoin, again, just as we said a couple days ago, look, that first pullback after the break of the range, almost always, it's going to be a buy. And this one actually a very easy one here too, all things considered. I mean, you have a very clear retest of your prior breakout right there with this wick, boom, up, continuation. This one's moving. I'm still looking north of $2 actually. This is pretty fucking good chart right here in a very constructive base. And this is kind of what I'd be looking, this is essentially what I'm thinking for Bitcoin as well. You're going to see something relatively similar to this in the sense that it trades sideways for a while in this nice, I mean, technically speaking, this would be your bullish rectangle, although I'm not a big fan of those sorts of patterns. You just got a trading range here essentially, and it broke to the upside. So you follow the momentum in this case. And momentum says, oh baby, we got DMI plus turning up alongside price action. Yeah, I'm looking for this one to continue with trend, and I don't think that it stops at least for another few weeks here. I think that this one is actually going to be rather powerful, if anything. Looking pretty damn good. Cardano looking pretty damn good. All right, sweet. Let's see. Okay, who else did I miss over here? Oh, god damn it, I just skipped them all on my fucking OBS. Stop fucking around. All right, let's see if I can pull it back up. There we go. Found it. Hey, what's up, Rami? Hey, Krown, can we look at NIO on the 4-hour daily? Sure, man. Symbol NIO. This was some sort of beverage company, I believe, or some bullshit like that. Okay, very obvious ascending triangle going on right now after a nice major high being put in, it looks like. Is this one resolving itself to the downside right now? It looks like it could be, yes. I really want to see like a clean closure below this one. This one actually got bought back up at the last second. Kind of makes me of the opinion that we very likely see another failed rally attempt somewhere in the upper 30s, anywhere between about 38.5 to maybe even $40. But here's the thing: as long as it's below $43, I play this one bearishly. I play this one to the downside. This is a daily slew of lower highs right here. And by the same token, if it does take out this last lower high, then I would be looking for a big move back up towards 52.25, and probably this starts to look a lot more like reaccumulation. But for right now, pressure onto the downside, and I do look at this one as more likely to resolve to the downside. Momentum oscillators are starting to actually print a potential fresh bear signal on the weekly right here, with DMI minus just gaining dominancy alongside ADX strengthening. That is still a bit of an infant signal, to be fair, but I do think that one is building right here, and ultimately I would be looking for this one to break down. We see daily MACD curling down, we see daily DMI minus, very obviously dominant in this case, so I would be looking for the weekly to fall through. SMI obviously already there. Yeah, I think maybe one more bounce within this region, then ultimately this one comes down, very likely somewhere around like 22.75, something like that. Technically speaking, you can make a measure move on this one as well. which I can do very easily right here. And let's just see if that matches up. Oh, it does actually match up. Hey, that's rather nice. And what do you know? That's even a gap right there too. That's strange. That's very strange now, isn't it? There you go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But yes, I would still rate a little bit on resolution right there, but it's looking like it wants to follow through. What's up, Just Quasm? Hey, sir, a full analysis on BNT USD. A full analysis. What does that mean, man? I'm just going to go with the daily weekly in that case. Sounds like you want higher term timeframes, or is that a way of saying that? Looking good here. Kind of similar to Cardano popping up above the accumulation range. That would be right here. And in fact, it is it's extremely close to resolution here. Personally speaking, within the context of this piece of the market, within the perspective of this market right now, do I think that it actually completes this? Yes, I do. I do think that it will have a short-term move up to like 8.55, 860-ish region, and then probably continue on to the prior high, and then very likely make new all-time highs. No reason to be bearish on this one as long as it's above the last low right here at about 569. That is a pretty major move right there. But again, momentum also does support that. Although DMI plus not necessarily there just yet, but I'd really look for that signal to be in tandem with closing above the topside Toronto band here, which again is like 860-ish region. Daily MACD, same thing, increasing on the histogram. So I do like this, and weekly is more or less the same. I mean, this is again, one of the easier charts, I'd say. Weekly actually points towards about 1060-ish region, and again, I don't really think that things stop there. I mean, this is this is the portion of the market cycle where everything gets to go to the moon just by being involved. And so there you go, sir. There you go. All right, Mr. Lucas, how you doing, Mr. Lucas? Over leveraged on ZEC. Am I safe, sir? ZEC BTC and ZEC USD. Just one, sir. Just one. We'll look at ZEC US. Let's actually look at it versus Bitcoin, because I'm sure versus USD it's probably fine. Well, actually, no, I'm not sure. ZEC is like a perennial fucking loser, but in this case right here, is it actually breaking a little bit? Yes, it is. It is, and I'd be looking for this one to probably pop up at least short term to about 66.10 region. You're over leveraged on ZEC. Why did you choose like one of the worst fucking charts to get over leveraged on? Why? You don't need to, man. You don't need to. You don't need to fucking violin yourself. You don't need to fucking horn yourself. You don't need to ruin everything for yourself. Sir, the game... Sir, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. But yeah, do I think that it joins the rest of the market? Yes, I do. I mean, everything in this market gets a free ride right now, and this one's no different. Short term, likely, like I said, about 66.50-ish region, and then could it continue on to the last prior high? I mean, here's where I'd get mega bullish on this one. Above this high on a weekly, that is 78.60-ish region. I'd be looking for big moves long term. I'm talking about big moves up towards these regions, like north of 0.016 region. But for right now, do I think that it goes along with the rest of the market? Yes, I do. I do think that you, at the very least, get the short-term move, probably get the medium-term move too, and then that's where your real caution is. But look, man, you don't need to trade shitty charts like this unless you have like some sort of insider information. I just don't see the allure in something like this. It is by and far away one of the lesser impressive charts in cryptocurrency land. I mean, again, it is going to get it is very, very likely to move up from here, but I just don't see the allure of something like this, especially for a I think this is like a 2016 shitcoin. Well, I guess we don't have all the history on this one, but yeah, I believe it was in like 2015 or 2016. But I have more than this at least, and to be only straight down throughout that fucking time, it's just not a good signal, man. It's just really not within the context of this market where everything else gets to go to the fucking moon and more. Why choose this? Relicta says, "Hey buddy, hello sir, hello pal." Sorry, I fucking hate it when people call me buddy. I don't know why. It's not your fault. It's not your problem. You don't even know, and it's obviously my problem. But I don't know, man. It fucking pisses me off. Hey, what's up, Faraz? There he is. Oh, there he is. The Footmaster himself. The Footmaster himself is in the house. I see you as well, Mr. Meckin. Krown is the evil market maker. The elite hired him to do these videos and stream daily to gain your bags. That's right, man. I'm manipulating your shitcoin so I can accumulate your ZEC, your ZEC, your Zuck my dick cashes low. That's right, Zuko, my dick. You are going to be giving me all of your coins because because I gave my opinion on it. Oh baby. All right, okay, analysis on Link USD daily weekly. All right, I got you, man. I got you, palo. Let's see, daily weekly still bullish, still looking for new highs on this one, still looking at $60 plus. Oh man, it's powerful. I guess I have my charting on the other time frame there, but it's on my other chart, but it's actually a better time to be using this chart right now. Let's see, we're going to take this area right here. Yep, still looking north of $60, probably somewhere around $61 to $62 long term. Daily, what do you know? Just continuation here as well. Yeah, Link again. Juxtapose this chart Link against Zuko Cash. This one just only goes fucking up, man. In a market environment like this, it is going to be one of the biggest winners. I mean, the strong get stronger, typically speaking. And this one is a great example of that. Probably one of the best case studies in the whole fucking crypto market of that. In fact, you don't need to buy the weak ones. You don't need to. I know that the whole idea is that, man, you know what? Zuko Dick Cash is low. And so if I buy low, then I can sell high. Oh, that's interesting, because if you buy low, it can also go lower. And a 90% move from anywhere is always a 90% move. I'm in. What the fuck? Elsa got scared there. But yeah, Link still bullish on the weekly. Daily, it's a little bit more of a range, but I'd probably be looking for this one to move up here too. Daily DMI, it would be the next sort of signal that I'd be looking for. I want to see the DMI plus get above the threshold here alongside ADX strengthening. That would be my next sort of daily continuation signal. But weekly still looks strong. Weekly still looks good. Weekly still looks like it has actually plenty of more here. I actually really like this chart. MACD histogram plus to SMI. I mean, everything's kind of working for it there, so I do like it a lot. Hey, what's up, Mr. Luke T? Bcash USD. One day, please, Dad. Alrighty. All right, son. What did I tell you about buying these shit coins? Elsa does not like that. Looking at this right here, weekly is actually really good. Well, we should actually pull up more history for this, right? All right, son. We got to go to Coinbase for this one. I still stick with my 1750 target. We pretty much hit that one already. Does this one look like it's going to take out that level and move upwards to the next $2,900 target? Yeah. Yeah, it does. It does. Again, not a commentary on the actual technology underlying this asset here, but look. Everything in this market gets free ride right now. This one gets to follow as well. Short term, still looking at 1750, I guess it is. Or is this actually more like 1800? Let's see. 1790 actually, technically speaking. Do I think that thing stopped there for anything more than like a short-term move? No, I don't. I do think that things will ultimately move probably to 2900, probably even make new all-time highs within this market. Again, most things move together. 99% of this market is heavily correlated with itself, not just itself, but the whole fucking world markets as well. Anyways, moving on, we got Mr. Manuel Espinoza, Pia. Hi, boss. Hey, sir. How you doing, man? Please, BQX. Oh, we got a Superman shitcoin over here. Superman is back at it like a fucking crack addict, I think, too. Is he still making YouTube videos? I gotta check that out. Okay, you're looking at daily and weekly, and thanks for all and have a nice day. Hey man, I wish you a nice day as well. Again, most things in this market get a free ride right now. I do look at this first and foremost as a bullish reset on weekly DMI, so I would very likely be looking for a base somewhere around the 20 simple. Thus far, it seems like that actually is holding true for at least for right now. So I'd be playing this one to the upside in the same way that I would for the other ones as well, meaning that as long as it essentially holds this $3 low right here, I look for this one to trade sideways here, kind of similar to Bitcoin right now, and then give another try to the upside. Above what? Above about 5.25, I would get bullish in like a trending mode once again, looking for a retest of the prior highs and very likely new all-time highs on top of that as well. But for right now, still kind of baking sideways here. And short term, what would I say about this one? Do I think that it tests the top side or the downside of this area? Probably short term actually tests the downside of this, but ultimately, I would look at any sort of downside test as an opportunity. Anywhere around 3.25 to 330-ish region looks fine to me. As long as again it holds a $3 low right here. If it starts to break that, then yeah, you got some nice downside, probably down to like $1.50. So nice 50% shadow price action right there overall. But I don't think that's what's going on here. I think that this one trades sideways for a bit and then tries some upside. Let's see. Yeah. I'll put your message in your damn chat. It's all good, man. Can you check out CRV, USD, Binance, or ZIL? Okay, choose one, sir. I'm going to go with CRV in this case because this one actually does get called out relatively often. And I think it's a good time to follow up on this one because we were bullish on it last I looked. And would I remain bullish on it? Yeah, I would. I would. I'd be looking for a short to move up to about 382 region. What time frames are you asking for? Oh, you're asking for a 4-hour. Okay. Well, all right. That's your choice, man. It's your choice. Just it's a woman's body. I'd be looking for a short-term move up to like 363. By the way, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Fucking great show. Oh my god, it's a great show. Elsa and I just started watching it. I've only seen a few episodes before, but god damn, man, TV actually used to be funny. It actually, like TV actually used to be funny, but I'm pretty sure that show got canceled because like in the first episode, a lot of very bad words being disseminated. Very bad. All in good fun though, man. Hey, what's up, Mr. Rubio? Can you check Cardano? Yeah, man, we already actually looked at that one. I'd be still staying with $2 plus, man. We can look at it versus Bitcoin to make things a little bit different here. Assuming that you missed that earlier, which you can just pull up later, as we will have timestamps, which I'm very, very happy about. But yeah, looking at this right here, even versus the Bitcoin parent, very fucking good, man. This one's trending. And is this already at new optimize? Oh no, it's actually nowhere near. So I'd be looking for the next sort of trend phase to emerge from this region. You saw a nice little consolidation around your May 2018 breakdowns right here. Now just freshly resolving it. Next sort of targeted region is going to be between about 3850 to 4050ish region. That is long term. However, on the weekly specifically, daily's trending right now though, so all higher term time frames bullish. I'm looking for continuation. Looks good. And again, I'm still looking at like a two or so, or sorry, a little bit above $2 target. Okay, sweet. CG3 says Wi-Fi BTC on the daily to 3-day, target point between 145 to 165 after entering below 97, still hodling a little for 185. Thoughts please? Okay, I believe we looked at this one yesterday. Maybe you actually even asked about it yesterday as well. Let's see. Let's pop back into this one. Okay. Hey, sweet. Sweet. It looks like we did, or sorry, I want to pull up the chart that I did it on so that we can follow through on this one. Let's see. It's probably this one right here if I had to guess. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Hey, sweet. Yep. We did hit the target. Hey, every once in a while, that TA bullshit sometimes, but very rarely does it work. This one actually looks like wants to retest this region at about 165 region. You're saying you're still holding a little for 185. I think that's a fair trading decision. Obviously, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but at the end of the day, I don't see any real reason to get looking for even like a medium-term pullback as long as it holds this last 139 level right here. Long-term, it looks like it's going to give another try up to the upside. And yeah, I'd be looking anywhere between about 180 to 190-ish region. By the way, sir, have you checked out your Ethereum? Have you seen your Elsa's our little investor in the house right now. She loves the altcoins. Wolf 350. Why are you laughing? Do you understand numbers yet? All right, let's see. Make sure to refresh it, sir. Wolf 359 says, how's Polygon Matic looking medium to long term? All right, Polygon. Or sorry, Matic. Yeah, Matic. That's it. Matic USD. And we go to Binance and you want medium to long term. That means, I guess on a newer asset like this, maybe like daily 4 hour. Daily looks good, man. Daily is continuation here. 4 hour, same shit. Actually bullish on all time frames. It would seem like 4 hour RSI telling this story alongside TSI, both turning up right now. This one very likely moves to the upside, like literally from this region. Bless you, sir. I see no reason to even be looking for like a greater pullback as long as it's above about 95 cents. Long term, I still stick with my next sort of areas of interest right around about 136 and a half, 135, somewhere around there is where I'd be looking for, and then a bit of a consolidation. But daily's like literally lifting off right now. Daily RSI very fucking healthy, and daily TSI freshly turning up. Yep, I do like the upside here, at least for another push. Let's see. Oh, Z-Rex, I see you somewhere around here, you fuck. I see you somewhere. I need to pull him up. Good old friend over there. Let's see. Where did I just... Oh my god. Okay, whoa. Oh, wow. I'm very behind right now in chats. Oh my lord. All right. Well, this is going to be a long stream, I guess. Script Skynet, what's up, man? DGB, USD, new optimized versus DGB, BTC, movement upwards when Bitcoin loses dominance. Which one looks better? No time frame other than stated. Need some knowledge. Okay, so what I'm going to do for this was I'm actually going to go to my long-term charts over here, and I'm going to go to the weekly specifically. Let's look at, because we actually should have enough history on this one. And so basically what you're asking is which chart is better between these two? Okay, daily is pretty good versus US dollar here, but I know that we have more history than this. Hold on, this is, we need to go to like a true shitcoin exchange for this. Bittrex is going to be the call on this one, but let's see, can we find one? No, we can't find one. Damn. All right, well, we'll just do this one and hope for the best. Yeah, it's not going to be much better. Overall, though, I do like this chart, at least for the time being. I'll be looking for a short-term move back to like 15.5 region. Holy shit, this thing's at 15 cents. That's insane. DGB, BTC. Let's see if this one has a little bit more potential upside. I certainly don't like this one as much. No, I like the US dollar chart more. What this chart is saying over here is that long term, you're probably going to be better off holding Bitcoin in comparison to DGB, but versus the US dollar GGB, it was going to be better than that. So looking good right there. Hey, what's up, Lemon Tea? Thank you for joining the cave here. That's awesome, man. Yeah, a lot of people ask about ask like what the join membership function is down here. Look, it's not necessary at all. It's not going to like rock your world or anything like that. I do have a few extra pieces of content in there. One of them actually is like one of the videos from the options program alongside I think several live trade videos as well. But you know, it's not gonna be anything more than that. So I want to make sure that expectations are like not fucking dashed in that regard. Let's see, and don't forget to like and subscribe. There you go too. Jesus Christ. It actually did work yesterday, funnily enough. It actually did work yesterday. I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. And actually, there was significantly more likes and there's significantly more subscriptions as well. Like, what the fuck is that? Is that how easy it can be on YouTube? just say, don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that bell. Like, what the fuck? No wonder everyone says it should. Anyways, oh, Mr. Ali Z's. How you doing, Mr. The Legend Ali? Good chat, by the way, the other day. Holy shit, by the way, I don't want to fucking dox you or anything like this, but I do think this is rather cool. That story you had about Stephen Hawking, very, 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 very awesome. Very jealous. Also, very curious what the fuck that was like too, man. That must have been quite the experience. Okay, brk.b done. Is this Berkshire? I believe this is Berkshire. brk.b. It is. All right, we got Hathaway. Is it done right now? Wow. All right, so this is what a very bullish chart looks like. This is like a link in the next 20 years. This chart goes all the way back to 96. Do I think that this one's done here? No. Okay, so typically these first sort of closures below the topside Trollender band on the weekly, and are you talking about a weekly? Oh, you have June expiration options. Okay, so I'm guessing you got June expiration for call, like long calls. I'm guessing because you can manage that in many different ways. Short term, it is done. Yes. So if you're looking at June, hold on. Let's just see how far. Are you talking about June regulars or June weeklies, like first week? Overall, though, I do think that you probably hit your highs in that, you know, in the context of that time frame for right now. Long term, do I think that you've hit the highs? Maybe not. Monthly could change my opinion on that. But here's the thing. If you're trading basically a month out, I mean, it's going to be pretty obvious here. Any sort of a closure, you know, below about 280 at end of this month, or even below like 282 region, I'd start to look at this as, yeah, it's starting to get a bit toppy here and plays out some sideways and down at the very least. I think this one coming back down to like 276, 270-ish region would be very, very healthy for it. So again, seeing as you actually gave like a time frame for that on an expiration, I'd say that, you know, you're probably right around the area as well. And here's the thing, man. It sounds like I'm gonna assume here, and obviously you can manage this different ways, but I'm gonna assume that you probably went long calls there, and that's kind of like your position. So typically speaking, I fucking hate. I don't like holding options into expiration, long options that is into expiration, unless if like it works with my spot position. So with that in mind, man, and assuming that you literally only have exposure like via calls, you probably, I mean, it certainly would be a decent, you know, it would certainly be worth considering taking at least some profit on this one. Again, not financial advice in that case, but I want to see where I want to see where BBWP is. Yeah, it's getting up there, but it's actually not anything too crazy here, to be fair. So you know what? Is this one done long term? I don't know if it's done long term just yet. It would certainly be a bit of a. It'd be a bit of a what's it called, an advanced call right there, to be fair, but I do see several signs saying that, hey, it's time to slow down a bit. You know, for myself, I'd probably just take profit, at least on half in this case, and maybe hold the rest of the half for like another couple of weeks and see where things come down. But as you know, the premium is going to dissipate the closer and closer that you get to expiration. You know, they're only ever going to be worth parity anyways. So then you got to be asking yourself, do you want to? I mean, maybe you want to hold long stock for the long term. I don't know if that's for you. I don't know if that's not for you. But I would say if the monthly close is basically, I mean, anywhere below, I mean, almost even here, really, like anywhere below, like especially 280, but even like 282. I would strongly consider not holding that long term though. Is it done? I don't think it's done long term. I don't think it's done long term. So honestly, I would actually consider. I mean, I wouldn't mind holding some stock in this one, to be honest with you. But that would be like a very, very long term play, you know, based off the monthly. And if you're looking at June expirations, I mean, this thing can trade down to like 260 to 265 region, very, very easily, and not really do all that much damage long term. So that would obviously hurt your P&L, and it's just better to kind of take the money when it's in your hand already, you know. Anyways, all right, moving on. We got so hopefully that was helpful. Kyle Winnan says LRC USD. Oh man, library credits. Is this library credits? I think it is. Or is this loop ring? Wait, is this loop ring? Is this still a thing? Loops. Yeah, we got some loop ring technique. Yeah, it is loop ring. Holy shit. Remember, this one was very popular in 2018. Yep, looking good here. Reapproaching the top side of the range. I think this one's actually in a posture to break it here. We see expansive volatility. We see daily RSI get into the bullish control zone. We see daily TSI turning up here. Yep, I like this one. I like this one a lot. Even the daily jewel is giving a bit of a continuation haul to your long signal. I think this one actually probably breaks, maybe even today. Volume starting to spruce up a little bit there. Want to see another move through. And then realistically, next targeted region is going to be somewhere around like 117 and a, oh my god, it'd be like 110 to 115 region. Oh my fucking lord, man. Yeah, powerful. Even hidden bullish divergence on the weekly is all but confirmed here. Looking good, man. Looking pretty damn good. Garrett says Zen BTC. Zen, holy shit. Oh my god, I remember Zen. I remember there was one guy in the chats from way back when who went all in on fucking Zen in like 2017 or 2018 after making, you know, some good change on some else. I don't think it worked out too well from looking at the chart here, but at least maybe if he held long term, it'd be okay, I guess. As with everything in this market, it doesn't take much skills right now, but yeah, it's looking good here. Short term, I think you get another test of like what is this? 0.003 region. Daily is looking good here too. I mean, it's just stair step up, hidden bullish divergence off that last flow. This one very, very likely continues from this current region. What? Okay, yes for daily, weekly. Daily TSI about to turn up as well. Yeah, this one's going to continue, or extremely likely to continue here. So short-term targets would be like 0.003, 0.031. Long-term target's going to be pretty much back around 0.004 region, a little bit above there. And, you know, does it make new highs from that region? Probably yes. I mean, that's most things in this market right now. But it should be denoted. It should actually be denoted. Weekly BBWP is getting way the fuck up there. I mean, we're talking about 100 percentile right now. So I do think the next time you see the daily get into like the deeper 90s, you're going to probably see the next sort of major high and play at a long-term pullback. Chess Champion 94 says, hey, Mr. Krown. Hello, Mr. Chess Champion. Friend, sir. How you doing, brother? RLC USD daily chart, please. Okay. RLC. You want USD? Okay, gotcha. Let's see, Binance, I suppose, and you want the daily. Okay, sweet. Daily is a little bit of a short-term pullback here, but similar to the other ones, that first pullback after your big breakout is usually whoa. I take back what I said. I take back what I said there. I was going to say typically your first pullback is going to be a buy, but I think that you're going to get a little bit of a pullback here, probably somewhere down around like $7.5. I would be looking for a bounce there simultaneously, but is this one potentially like topped out for a little bit of time? I mean, you literally tested your prior all-time high, sold off very aggressively from that region. That's not a great sign. That's not a great sign. We even hit, we're actually basing off on one of the bigger, the 3.6181 here as well. So I'd probably be looking for some sideways and down on this one over time. And maybe a greater base somewhere around like 5.5. I don't think that this one is like this one is not the move right now, in my opinion, just because I mean, you know, it's probably going to play at a little bit of consolidation here, and I'd be looking for like another base to be made. Now, of course, to the upside, I mean, it's pretty easy to judge this one to the upside, as long as you're closing below like especially like $13.5. I don't really think this one's in motion anymore. We're going to see daily TSI probably turn down soon. Daily RSI is. I mean, then again, I really do want to see bearish divergence on a high here, and we actually don't see that. We do see BBWP way the fuck in the red zone too. I do have to stick with my guns though. I think that this one trades down short term, probably bounces somewhere around like 7.5, and then we'll come back to it. You know, if it can kind of create a range between 7.5 and here at about $10, then I'd probably put the probabilities on giving another upside move to new all-time highs. But until that happens, I'd be a little bit more protective on this one, assuming that you got in a little bit earlier. This is the time to really be taking profits a bit and maybe repositioning lower if you still like it. But for right now, I don't think I think it's more likely to kind of, you know, range a little bit, trade a little bit sideways and down, and then we'll come back to it. I don't have any other strong opinion on it other than that, unfortunately. So I do apologize if that is not exactly what you're looking for, not exactly helpful, but that's really all that I feel comfortable on this one. A chocolate bar review channel. You review chocolate bars? What kind of chocolate bars? Like Toblerone? It's a really good one, actually. If you haven't tried that one, definitely try that one. I used to really love Cadbury's as well when I lived in the US as a kid. Fat little kid, by the way, too. I was a fat little kid who was eating chocolate bars and brownies, getting shitted on by birds. Birds of all shapes and sizes, too. I went to a zoo once and I got shit on by a bird and everyone laughed at me. It was awful. It was awful. Yeah, and then also the fucking brownies. So if you're wondering why I don't like goddamn birds, because they steal my brownies as a fat motherfucker in Disneyland as a kid on the beach, and then they also shit on my face. Bastards, kill them all. I'm telling you, I'm Bird Hitler over here. I'll fucking Holocaust those bitches. Hate them. Anyways, ZEC USD on the weekly, please. Maybe ZEC and Litecoin will be 420 bros soon. Maybe. Let's see, ZEC USD. I imagine this chart's gonna be head and shoulders better than silly ZEC versus Bitcoin. Let's see what we got over here on Binance. Yep, looking very good actually. Looking very good on the 4 hour. This one is trending right now. Daily is continuation as well. Let's see what the weekly looks like. Oh yeah, you asked specifically for the weekly, so I'm like literally not in your time frame to begin with. $400. Yep, I do think $400 is a reasonable target on this one, and honestly, I don't think it stops there. I do think this one probably makes a run towards just north of $500. But short term, yeah, about just over $400 short term. I do think you'll probably see a short term pullback, bless you sir, and then very likely long term continuation to 530, 550ish region. Does this one get to join the all-time high party as well? I mean, it'd be kind of naive to say that this is going to be the only one that doesn't, but at the same time, I do like to see things, prove themselves rather than promise themselves. And in this case right here, I do feel quite comfortable looking for 500 plus, but and it sounds like you are long term. I'd probably be looking for a bit of a range after that, and it should be obvious when the next continuation is after that as well. But yeah, 420 bros. Actually, I think more than that. In fact, with Litecoin and Zcash respectively. In fact, even Litecoin I think actually moves probably $500 too over time. That is. Anyways, let's see. Donald Armand, like Armand around the world. Do you know what I'm talking about? Fucking hell, man! How did that show never get picked up for another season? That Kroll show is great. Absolutely amazing, especially with Andy Milonakis in the mix too. Good shit. UBT, please, bro. Unibright. Okay, Unibright. That sounds interesting. What could this be? It's obviously a crypto. It's not any. Definitely does not trade on Narco. All right, Unibright over here. Wow, those look like the death impaling wicks of a red dildo party. Very, very concerning. But this, to me, when we zero down in on the daily right here, I'm inclined to say that this is just a function of illiquid shitcoin markets. I don't know what the fuck this thing is. I don't know what the fuck this thing does, but the fact that it's only on Bittrex and some other shitty exchange kind of speaks for itself in my experience. Do I think that it tries another upside move from here? Yeah, very likely it does. What time frame are you looking for? You did not specify. No! How could you do this to me, sir? I'm just going to be all out of my own lonesome kind of figuring out what the fuck you want to look at here. Weekly's ugly as hell, but again, I think that's just because this one doesn't trade all that much. Look, you got your higher lows coming in right from where? Right from 158 and a half. I respect it to the upside as long as it maintains that. That actually also would imply if we do see a breakage below 158 and a half, even on a 12 hour, let's see what a 4 hour would be like. 4 hour would be, I would say, 152. I'd be a little more conservative with that. I'd be looking for a big move back down, actually. Big move back down to like 118, 120-ish region. But for right now, I give it the nod, especially in the context of this market here. But this one actually does look a little bit more top-heavy in comparison to a lot of the other coins that we looked at. But I suppose I would respect the higher lows as long as they are present. And I would actually have a short-term bias of moving back up towards $2 and maybe even beyond. Again, this market's being very generous right now to everyone. So I do think, it's probably better to err on the side of that, but conditions very, very hard set for the downside there. So that's what I would say about that one. Real Half Baked 06 says, I'm not your buddy, pal. I'm not your guy, cousin or cuz. Always sounds weird when you say that. Hey, what's up, Lemon Tea? I see you in the chats now. I see you in the chats, man. Okay. Where did we leave off? Yes, it's Nicholas. It's Nicholas Madar. Nicholas Mertens here from Data Dash. What's up, guys? Nicholas Martins here from datadash.com. Or what's the other one? What's up, guys? This is Carter Thomas from Coin Mastery TV, and today we're going to be looking at the Fibonacci sequence within Bitcoin. Don't forget to like and subscribe and smash that bell. All right, Nicholas says if you get a chance, Theta BTC, please. Sure, man. Theta BTC. All right, Theta BTC right here. And what's the other one? Welcome to crypto.chartguys.com, your number one charts for all markets. What's the other one? What's up, world? This is Steve. It's me, Steve. Where we make charting easy. All right, Theta, looking good here, man. I look at this as another high or low. I'd be looking for this one to pop back up like short term to what the fuck is this number? 0.217, or what is that? 21,800 satoshis. I mean, it probably pulls through with the rest of the market. RSI kind of suggesting neutrality here, which within the context of an uptrend, I'll be looking for a sideways consolidation first and foremost. Short term, yeah, looks like it wants to pop back up, probably north of 20,000 satoshis or so. To Carl. I actually don't know Carl all that well. To Carl. Today, for the price of Bitcoin, I was in my... What the fuck does he even have? I was on the top of the pyramids today, looking at the charts of Bitcoin when I found something absolutely insane. Like, click, and subscribe. Also, use my Bybit link. I like Chris a lot, actually, as a person. I know that some people aren't the biggest fans of him as an analyst, but fair enough, man. To each their own. I really like him as a person, though. All right, what the fuck did I miss over here? I missed a lot of things, in fact. Holy shit. Braden Estes says, hey, Krown, I've been watching since the bottom of the bear market. Holy fuck, man. It's an OG of the cave, man, and your first time chatting, too. So welcome, man, and good to meet you. Really appreciate the great content. Thanks, man. Can you check out API3 USD on the daily? You know what? I will. And the reason why, and not just the reason why I will, but one of the reasons why I'm very interested to see this one is because they have their fucking Russian bots always murking up my damn comment section. And so I suspect that this thing is just a piece of hot steaming garbage. But even in this market, your fucking scam coin's going to rally as well. But then again, I mean, technically it is putting a slew of lower highs right there, to be fair. Let's see. What time frame did you say? You said daily. I'm just curious what the week looks like. Yeah, you kind of got to give it the benefit of the doubt here, I suppose. What is a 4 hour looking like? Okay, you got an obvious range, all right? You got a very obvious range. Here's the top side of your range, 770. Here's the bottom side of your range. Let's choose the last low right here at about 637.5. Technically speaking, I probably would be looking for a short-term move back up to the top side of the range, somewhere between 7.5 to 770-ish region. Above 770, I'd look for a bigger move up to about 9.25 and probably a new all-time high after that. I mean, again, that is just the market right now. Daily is a little bit less obvious, to be fair, but there is one other very, very obvious thing on the other side. Any sort of a break below 640, and I would be very, 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 very bearish on this one, looking for a catastrophic move down to about $5, maybe even beyond over time. But for right now, I'd probably give it the benefit of the doubt here. All right, sweet. Jesus Christ, man. Crypto's face's dead mom is rotting it. God damn it. Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you, sir? Do you have like an issue? Look, I'm not the biggest fan of I don't even know Crypto Face. I can't even say that I'm not a fan of him or anything. Just like, Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude? God damn. Like, imagine what kind of person you have to be in order to like spend your time going on the internet with that. And it's like obviously made several other names as well, man. It's like, whoa, okay. Are you very happy in life? Like, are you where you want to be? Because I know people really, 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 really love to do that when they are in a very good place in their life. Anyways, okay, sweet. Sorry, before I talk a little bit too much shit. Yeah, ban him. Yeah, just go ahead and ban him. You know what to do, Mr. Nimbo. Elsa and Nimbo are at the helm right now, keeping everyone safe and soft food. Gotta love it, man. Ben's Bitcoin consulting signals. That sounds like an advertisement, man. I don't see any comment from you though, so I guess it's just a free $1 ad. Fair enough, man. Jesus Christ. Robert Stoyanov, you must be Russian or of Russian descent. Great. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Can you check Bonfire? I guess I can. I'm not even familiar with this thing as a ticker. I'm just going to type in Bonfire here and hope for the best. Unfortunately, nothing's coming up when I hit Bonfire here, so I'm inclined to say it's either a little bit too new for TradingView or it just doesn't exist. But I suppose, I mean, I have no real reason to believe it doesn't exist. Probably just like maybe a little bit too new, and unfortunately, it's not there. But yeah, man, I don't unfortunately I can't pull it up, man. I can't pull it up there. Mr. Mohammed, there he is. Thoughts on Wu USD 4-hour and daily on Huobi? Am I crazy for a $3 target? I mean, nothing's really that crazy in this market right now. I mean, this is the time to kind of be a little more crazy, I suppose. Would you be okay? Well, $3 target's like pretty fucking far away from where we're at right now. I would agree with you. It is bullish here. Like obviously, obviously. You know, we have an obvious trading range right here. You got your nice little ascending triangle. So let's just make an extension based off this and see if that lines up with anything, just out of curiosity. Okay, so 150 is the next sort of major target that I'd be looking at. $3, I mean, $3 is really fucking far away, man. For myself, I don't trade like that, and I don't think like that long term. I take things one step at a time. So I look at this as, okay, you know, we're breaking range here. We just based off the 414. Very, very likely you're going to move somewhere around about 140 to 150-ish region. That's where the next test is. Then I want to see a consolidation and then something new emerge from that and then go again. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Okay, sweet. But I don't know if I'd agree with like $3 just straight off the bat. Do I think it's possible? Yeah, I mean, anything's possible right now, but several areas of interest along the way before that, again, namely 150, 185, and then even like $2 even is going to be a big one. So I wouldn't necessarily be of the same opinion. Dan Henderson, Mr. Henderson, I've actually, Elsa's actually messaged your I guess your relative there. We're going to get him on the channel, man. We're gonna wear matching scarves. It's gonna be excellent. Hi, Zer. Can you please check out ABNB on the daily weekly? All right, let's check it out. Thank you kindly. You're welcome kindly. But let's see. Hold on. Hopefully, I can actually help you first, or provide some sort of value before that. Be careful what you say. Holy fuck! Shitty chart, man. Shitty chart. Now, typically when you do retest your prior all-time, well, it's not your all-time lows, but you know, your prior like major lows, you're probably going to bounce there. I think that's what we're seeing right now. This one can very easily have a nice relief rally back up. I mean, even all the way up to like 155 would not take too much. Looking at the weekly right here, yeah, it's very likely to bounce from this region. You're in a bouncy territory. Now, long term, would I get bullish on this one? Fuck no. This one's a terrible chart long term. Absolutely dastardly chart long term, especially in a mostly bullish traditional market too. Although that one's kind of going through its own trials and tribulations right now. But do I think that it could bounce up from like to like 150 here? Yeah, I think so. But long term, I absolutely despise this chart. Very bad chart. Very fucking bad chart. Adida Calci says, "Hi, could you please analyze one USD, please?" Sure. One US derp. All right. We'll go to Binance. Let's see, did I get time frame on this one? No, I did not. All right, so in this case, again, same thing as a lot of the other charts. You know, we see an obvious range here. This one's not as obvious on its own, but I look at this one as likely to follow the rest of the market, likely to move back up to about 14.5, maybe even 16 cents. Now, here's the thing: above 16.25, I would look at this one as in bullish trending motion once again, meaning that we're gonna have a new set of targets here. Let's actually just apply this for this region right here, and that would be it's actually somewhere around like a quarter. That would only be like medium term, and then long term it would be like 30 to 32 cents region. But for now, again, very similar to Bitcoin, sideways within this range. As long as it remains above this last higher low at about 95 cents, I'd be generally biased to the upside, generally bullish. But the second that it breaks below there, that's the second when I start to get very, very bearish on this, looking for big moves down to like 5 cents and perhaps even beyond. But for right now, you know, I think it's going to simultaneously test both the upside and the downside of this range. But again, as long as it remains within this range, I do look at this as bullish long term. Let's see, what does a weekly look like here? Perhaps weekly, yeah, weekly certainly not as strong, but I would look at it as another test down to like $1 or sorry, 10 cents as an opportunity here. Overall, does it resolve to the upside? Very, very likely. I mean, most things in this market are doing that. Yeah, that's already played out right there. So no easy calls in this one. I think it's just either look for Bitcoin for direction here. They're going to follow each other essentially. Alrighty, super googly, hello sir. Can we have a look at 1 inch BTC daily? Yeah, 1 inch BTC. And you want to go to Binance and you're looking at the daily. Well, the daily looks pretty good. I'd be looking for the daily to pop back up to the prior high here, somewhere around about 12,700-ish region. And personally speaking, I think that this rally just continues onwards and upwards, you know, to your wick high and then probably even your prior like major high back in February 2021. You know, our daily RSI kind of tells a story. You just get into the bullish control zone on this move, on a continuation drive, on a confirmed higher low. Yeah, I'm going to favor this one. And I don't see any real reason to be looking for even like significant downside as long as it's above this region right here, that being 11,100. region. No real reason to be bearish on that one. Looking pretty damn good. Anyways, even going down to like the 4-hour time frame, yeah, it's moving right now. 350-ish region, but we'll be looking for short term. David, how you doing, man? Krown, how you doing, sir? I'm all right, man. I got a good night of sleep last night, feeling nice and energetic, and ready for a new gym session here today too. Could you check out Monero daily? Yeah, I never thought you'd ask. In fact, no one's asked about Monero today, but Monero's moving, man. Monero is powerful as fuck. And again, same thing right here. You know, we got the backfill in last week open. I look at that as an opportunity. I'd be looking for a long-term continuation here. I know you asked about a daily, but I think the weekly is the most obvious chart in this one, and the daily a little bit less obvious. In fact, you know, the daily can come back down and base around like 420-ish region, but ultimately long-term is the is still further upside in this one. Is this one at new optimized? Yes, it is. So I look at this in the same vein as I did Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, you know, at all with those consolidations around your prior highs. Very likely continues from here. Typically your first pullback is going to be a buy. Short-term time frames, yeah, just trading a bit sideways here. 4-hour TSI about to turn up as well. So once that gets confirmed, I'd be looking for a short-term move back up to $500 actually. Smithy says Bird USD weekly, please. All right, let's see. Bird. Wait, what? Motherfucker, am I being trolled? God damn it! How dare you make me relive these terrible memories? Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait, what the hell is going on up here? The fuck? Okay, this is very bizarre. All right, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. It seems like some sort of like marketing thing or whatever the fuck. Let's get rid of this guy. Let's see. What the fuck? What the fuck actually is going on over here? I'm trying to figure out what this guy's actually trying to do, but it seems to me that he is in some way. Wait, what? All right, yeah, I think that's I can't. I don't think it's right to like let that go on in the chats there. We don't know if that's legitimate or not. Okay, cool. Let's see. Double R says, God damn it, Double R, just missed you, sir. Where the fuck did you go? Hey, wait. Where the fuck is Double R? Where have you gone, sir? Where have you gone? Wait, no. Okay, I'm a little bit too far now. Hold on. We're getting closer. Closer, found it. Yes, crypto. Hey, what's up, Double R? Link versus Ethereum. Okay, all right. Link versus Ethereum right here. We'll do this one on Binance and down. I was bearish on this one yesterday. I remain bearish on this one today, and I will remain bearish on this one for a long time. The weekly is in full free fall. I'll be looking towards 8666 actually. Butyrols, that is. This one's coming down, baby. This one's looking shitty. Hitting bearish divergence on that last high. Continuation drive down, breaking the lows plus TSI. Not good, sir. Mr. Rubio says pancake swap, please. All right. Is that actually? I don't know what symbol that is. It's not cake because cake is something else, I think. Oh, it is cake. All right. Okay, let's try this one out. Again, most things in this market just kind of reaccumulating within this range right here. But technically speaking, if you want to actually chart it out, $35 is your basing region right there. As long as it remains above there, I'd look at this as very likely reaccumulation. But we actually don't have enough information on this one just yet, in my opinion. You got an obvious range going on right now in the short-term time frames between 35 and 40. What is this? 40 and a half. I would lean towards the upside, but hey, break below 35, and I'd be looking for a nice move down towards about $31. By the same token, and what I'm more or less leaning towards is sideways within this region, very likely an upside resolution above 40, 50-ish region, and then very likely retest prior time highs, very likely makes new highs on top of that. Again, most things in this market are kind of doing something of that similar vein. Let's see. No time frame given though. Orange Soda says, "Hey Krown, what's up, man? Could you check out EVED?" Okay. All right. EVED USD on the 24-hour and weekly. Okay. Let's see. I've never seen this ticker before. It looks like it's not on TradingView, unfortunately, man. So I can't pull that up for you. Let me just make sure that I spelled it right. Okay. EVED. Yep. USD. Maybe you're looking at a stock. Unless it's actually it's probably this thing, huh? Versus Ethereum. Looks like we won't be able to chart it versus US dollar, but we can check it out versus Ethereum, I suppose. I guess the only option. So in this case right here, I'd be looking for maybe a short continuation move down to like, what is this number here? Okay, about a million butyrols. What the fuck is in my notes right now? We got like a probably somewhere like just a little bit lower, somewhere around just above a million butyrols there, and then very likely a bounce. Long term, I think this one's absolutely wrecked, but it very likely does get a relief bounce, similar to like Airbnb in this case. But short term, a little bit of continuation drive down, and then bouncy bounce time. But long term, I mean, I never like charts like this, man. So I'd be long term probably bearish on this one. But again, it's not necessarily what you asked for. Again, this is versus Ethereum. That does not mean it's bearish versus US dollar, obviously, because Ethereum's rather bullish versus US dollar. So it's kind of like it has to outpace that right now. I don't think that's what's going on there. Okay, all right. Man. Yeah, man, we have a very interesting day today again. Okay, sweet. Okay, we got that one. Mr. Mark says, hey Krown, what's up, man? Hey, I hope you have a wonderful week as well, man. Could you take a look at Cardano USD daily, please? Yeah, we already looked at it a couple times here, so I'm not really gonna have anything different to say about it. But I guess maybe let's see. Has my opinion changed on the daily? Nope, still bullish, man. Still bullish. I'm still looking north of $2, man. I'm still looking north of $2 on this one. I really like this chart, actually. I really like this chart. One of the better charts in cryptocurrency land, after being beat up for several years there, as was most everything else. But yeah, man, this is looking good. DMI is giving a continuation signal right here, and weekly is like freshly trending as well. So I look at this as very likely to continue from this region, again towards, well, I guess it's not on there anymore, but probably $2 or a little bit north of $2. Let's see what we got. Yeah, somewhere around like 220 to 225 region where I'd be looking towards. Long term, I like it. I like it a lot. The legend, oh, Mr. Ali, he's back. Zombie Stephen Hawking spoke to me. He said, send Krown a big bang love and tell him to buy Elsha a dishwasher and a broken AMD for himself. Motherfucker, don't remind me. Oh my lord, man. The amount of bad experiences I've had with AMD products is more than anyone should have in their particular life, sir. More than anyone they should ever have. Stephen Hawking, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Stocks. God damn it, Ali. Alex here says, bruh, got here late. All good, man. GRT USD. Actually, no one's even asked about this one yet. This one's rather popular recently too. GRT USD. You're looking probably Binance. You're looking at daily too. This one not as obvious as other ones. In fact, this one's actually a lot more close to twisting to the bear side here too. But I'd still stick with my guns on these sorts of things here. I'd be using this as a bit of a basing point, 132 to the downside, meaning that if it does break below there, or even just a wick below this last low on the 9th of May, I'd be looking for a nice, healthy move to the downside, somewhere down around about 86 cents to maybe even 90 cents, a little bit above 90 cents right there. I'd be looking somewhere around there. But for right now, again, you kind of have to favor market analysis over everything else. And you got, a short-term pivot to the upside right around 168. You got your big pivot right here, right around 210 region. It's very difficult to be bearish on some in this market while being bullish on most other things. But in this case, I suppose I would hold on to that belief as long as it does remain above 131.5. But this is actually the first chart that I've really felt that this one, actually does look like it wants a little bit of downside here. I mean, you see daily SMI turning down right now. See daily MACD even given a bearish cross, but that is not alongside a break of structure here. And then DMI minus is technically dominant, but not with the positive slope alongside ADX. So, does it test it downside once again? Probably does. But the question is, does it hold it or not? This is like one of the few charts that I actually think looks kind of bearish on its own. But go over here to the 4 hour. It's not. I mean, I don't like this sort of like rolling behavior right here. It's typically not a good sign. But fair enough, man. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, again, I feel like this one's not that helpful. Hold on, let me check it out on this chart over here. Let me just see if I can come up with something better on this chart over here. See what we can do. It still holds the range that I charted out for now, but if anything's going to turn down, it'd actually be this one. I mean, daily TSI turning down there too. Yeah, it's definitely on the weaker side, I'd say, within the context of this market right now. Okay, Blade 34. Actually, funnily enough, man, the person above you literally just asked for that. So there you go, sir. There you go. Jonathan says SNX USDT on the daily weekly, please, sire. P.S. Z's is Satoshi. Z's is Satoshi? Wow. Satoshi had quite the body, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate his attention to aesthetic details. Let's see, daily weekly for SNX. I know this one's rather popular nowadays too. Yeah, popping back above the range actually looks rather similar to the last one that we just saw. Silly diagonal trend lines, they never work. So let's just plot our horizontals right here. Here's a range high. Above this level right here, look for a trending move back up to the prior all-time high and very likely new all-time highs. That would be 22 and a quarter for right now. Similar to Bitcoin, trade sideways in this region between about 15 and 3/4 and yeah, that 22 and a quarter level. If we go down to the 4-hour, looks like it has some short-term upside here. In fact, 4-hour TSI almost above the buy zone. If you can do that, I'd look for another retest somewhere in the early 20s between about 21 and 22 region. But for right now, it's very similar to Bitcoin sideways. As long as it holds its range, I'm more or less bullish long term. Break to the downside, yeah, I'd be looking for bigger moves to the downside, obviously, about $9, but I'm less inclined to say that happens long term. I think that this one does move to the upside here. All right, let's see. Mr. A Priori, holy shit, man, here he is. A Priori, the killer of fucking Forex land right now. I've been hearing about your successes all the way in the cave, dude, and that is very impressive, man. Very fucking happy for you. One of the OGs of the cave too, so it's very, 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 very good to see, especially like the OGs starting to really come into their own and really become their own authorities too, man. So it sounds like you've really done it, man. So I don't see any message from you, which is unfortunate because I know that you are a man of high sophistication and a man of high education, so it's always fun to chat. But hey, man, just wanted to call you out there because that is I've heard about your successes through the grapevine, and very, 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 very cool stuff. Very fucking happy for you, and awesome, man, fucking awesome. Major Metacarpal says ENJ on the weekly and daily. Okay, ENJ weekly, daily. Try this. This is versus US dollar here. And you're specifically asking about the weekly and daily. Again, same chart, same shit. Sideways range. I do go into this with a bullish bias here. Below this region, $2 or 203. I'd be looking for a nice move to the 200 exponential average. In this case, that'd be like 140-ish region. This one does show a few signs of downside here. We see daily TSI still turning down below the bias zone. See daily RSI neutral. Long term, it's actually bullish, but short term, medium term, it's neutral. So I'm more inclined to say sideways within this region and then resolution above or below. I lean towards the upside here. You also asked about the weekly. The weekly looks okay. It's not the picture of health and fitness here, but I do think that you probably, alongside the rest of the market, get one more move to the upside and then move out from there. Let's see, where do your proverbial targets be in that case? You got some areas of interest right around what? Like right around $4, it looks like. So I'd probably favor the upside in this case, but again, easier to watch Bitcoin. I imagine this one just follows Bitcoin anyways. And if we go down to the very low term timeframes, I don't like this price action right here. Like, this is not good price action right here. This is a slew of lower highs. It looks like it's rolling over. But we don't, or do we see? Actually, we will have hidden bearish divergence on a confirmed local high right here. So I'd probably be looking for another move down to the bottom side of the support first, but that does not imply breakdown. So I just look for range behavior here. Shiba says Kraken 509. Is that a ticker? Let's see, is that Shiba? Oh my God, it is. Oh my fucking God, it is. What the hell is this shit? Oh dear Lord. All right, we'll check it out. Actually, not very good. Well, not enough history here, man. Not enough history here. I don't think that this is worth talking about. Because I don't think that I have any good ideas on this one. I mean, if you're like, I can go to an hourly and I can barely even populate any fucking moving averages. So I don't have a good idea on this one. You don't want my opinion on this one, unfortunately. I cannot help you, and I do feel bad about that. But this is a nothing from me. I can't give an opinion on this one in good faith and stand by it in any way, shape, or form. Okay, David says, sir, could you check water mug drink now on minute chart? Actually, I don't have my water here, but I actually don't need water. I need like a tissue, if anything. I have like massive allergies going on right now. It's really nasty, in fact. I'm allergic to bullshit, so Elsa's out. Dan says, sorry I'm late. All good, man. CoPUSD preparing to break all-time high. All right, let's check it out. Symbol COPE, USD. You showed me the middle finger. Oh man, my feelings, they're hurt. Preparing to break all-time highs. Yeah, within the context of this market, I do think so. But here's the thing. I actually do think that there could be a short-term move down to about 731st. But if you are focused on the daily and above, yeah, I do think so. I think it's actually ready to trend here. You got a nice accumulation phase, or what's the closest thing to it in a very short form chart here, right here. So I'd still be looking like 880-ish region on the break of these highs, and then above there, I'd keep my eyes on about just above $10 actually. So still looking good there. Again, not a whole hell of a lot of information here, but for the information that we do have, it's it's decent. I suppose it's decent. Short term, a little bit of range from behavior though. But you seem like you're a little bit more focused on the long term there. Hey, what's up, Frankie? Frankie says, what up, Krown? Can you check overall market index indices, SPY, NASDAQ, your choice. I think probably NASDAQ's a better one to be looking at right now. Again, more heavily correlated with the tech sector, which I think kind of Bitcoin falls under. It is basing off of this 13,150-ish region as we identified coming into this week. The question is, does it actually put in a bigger bounce here? I do think so. I think it's going to simultaneously come down, again, test there sometime today. I'd also be looking for a bounce there today too, and probably bounces back up somewhere around the 10 simple on the weekly at 13,450. Now, I don't look at this as bearish just yet. Yes, it is showing several signs of a potential reversal here, namely bearish divergence on the weekly, multiple drives. Also, weekly Jewel is lining up for a sell signal, but not there just yet. It's going to take at least one more week for this one to actually fire off. If it is going to fire off, weekly TSI has obviously turned down, but that's obviously in the bullish buy zone as well. So I'm inclined to say that, first and foremost, I always go with trend first, right? And in this case, oh Jesus Christ, let's just get rid of everything. We only need two trend lines here. We need this one and we need this one. As long as it bakes within here, it's the same thing as Bitcoin kind of trading sideways within its current range. I look at it as long-term bullish. However, break below this region right here, we actually have a reversal. And if we have a reversal, I'm looking for big moves down, like, well down to like maybe 11,500 to 11,600-ish region. But I don't look for a reversal until it's actually confirmed, to be fair. That's just the way that I trade. But, that's up to you if you want to adopt that sort of philosophy as well. I find that it keeps me safer longer term in these sorts of situations. Looking at the daily right here, yep, I do think it grinds out the current low maybe once again and then tries to bounce from there. I mean, we do have a death cross right there, but that is not a good death cross, to be fair. I'd be looking for another retest of like 13,150, very likely another bounce. I don't think this one, even if this one does break down, I don't think it happens from here. I think it takes some time. Okay, Dan missed, wait, whoa. Okay, there we go. All right, Ken B says, hi, sir. What's up, man? OXT USD on Binance. Okay, this is a new one, I think. Don't think I've ever seen this one, in fact. Okay. Daily, weekly. All right. Let's see. Daily, again, same thing as a lot of the other charts, man. I think this one's a little bit more well defined here. You got some nice rising lows coming along this trend line. It looks like we almost just tested it a few days ago too. That is coming in right above 55, 56 cents region. So I would be looking at any sort of price action down there as a bit of a short-term opportunity. Now, of course, you do have a nice bias buster right here as well at 52.5 cents below there. Very fucking bearish, looking for moves down to like 40 cents and beyond maybe. But for right now, I'd be looking for a bit of a range. Short term, I would be looking at a break of our current high structure right here at about 68.5 cents as that next sort of short-term continuation with a bias towards the prior highs of this run at about 82.5 to 83 cents. Long term, I mean, that very likely lead to new all-time highs. That is just, again, market analysis over individualistic analysis. But I just think it's easy to look for Bitcoin for direction in these cases. But yeah, man, as long as it goes sideways and does not break this last higher low right here, I would be biased towards the upside. But that would be my condition for failure, in fact. Mr. Henderson says, "Ha, Zur, if Uncle Andrew cannot make it, I will happily fill in. Will you? Do you know about like international tax laws and whatnot for crypto traders specifically? Because that would be really fucking useful to have on this channel, actually." Please look at LRC USD. We actually looked at this one on KuCoin again. This is where you say exactly as predicted. Oh dear Lord, did it already hit some targets or something? What the fuck, man? Loop ring, and you're looking at no time frame given, bastard. Oh, what do you fucking know? Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. This one's getting ready to move, man. It looks good. It looks good. Daily TSI turning up. Daily RSI right in the bullish control zone at the top side of your range. Very, very likely to break through. Very likely to make to move towards the next targets. Where it's going to be our next long-term targets, perhaps, or maybe I should say areas of interest. Short-term on the break would be about 91.5 cent. Long-term would be more like 1.25 to 130-ish region, and probably potential for continuation longer term. We got Mr. Sis says ARK. Oh, ARK is getting wrecked, sir. Just one at a time, though. Just one at a time. We do it. Oh, motherfucker! What the hell? Oh, it's ARKK. That's right. Kathy Woods buying Coinbase right off the fucking get-go and dump it in her face. Yep, we saw the breakage of the range yesterday, or sorry, the day before. Yeah, I look at this one as in free fall, man. This is very bad chart right here. Very fucking bad chart right here. This thing can pop back up. It actually did catch a bid right here, so we are in a bit of a bounty territory. This thing can pop back up towards like 110, 113 region, but long term, man, I think that this one's seen better days for now. It's like I said, it's in a bounty territory right now. It is going to bounce up a little bit higher than this. Anywhere around 110 is fine. Long term, though, I think that this one's very, very likely seeing some highs here. Let's see, what about the monthly? Yeah, the monthly very likely plays out a bit of sideways here. This one's going to take its time, but we do see a head and shoulders on monthly RSI. We do see monthly TSI about to cross down. You know, albeit it is rather immature within this just yet, but we do see a massive volume climax pretty much around the high. Yeah, I think that this one's probably topped out for a while. No reason to be bullish on something like this as long as it's below 130 specifically. There's zero reason in my opinion to be bullish on this as long as it's below 130. Above 130, yeah, I'd be bullish once again. But again, just short-term bounces to the upside. Followed by, I'd imagine, long-term continuation of the downside. Next sort of major base scenario would be around $90, in fact. That's what I'd be looking for. Mr. Stocks here is, all right, last one. Holy fucking moly, man. We made it all the way to the end, and these streams are now becoming 2 hours long. What the fuck? This is not supposed to be. One more, bruh. Ocean USD, daily, weekly on Binance or KuCoin. Okay, Ocean US. Hey, that's not how you spell Ocean. All right, sweet. Ocean USD, and you're looking daily, weekly on Binance or KuCoin. Any targets you can provide are appreciated. Okay. Okay, I don't know what time frame I made this chart on, because whatever I did, it's obviously not for the daily. You have an obvious trading range going on here between 1.25 on your bottom side and to your top side about 158. Which side do I favor right now? Again, market analysis does trump all right now. And so in that case, I do favor the upside, generally speaking. Let's see what the weekly looks like really quick. I look at this as sideways market right here. And similar to Bitcoin, as long as it trades sideways above 1.25, I do look at this as very, very likely to retest the prior all-time high and very likely to make new all-time highs on top of that. But is there anything that I'm missing here? Maybe a 4-hour perhaps? Short term, what would I be looking for? I don't have a strong opinion on this one short term, I suppose. The next TSI signal, if it does pop above the 0 read right here, I look at that as actionable, but this right here is just sideways as hell, and you're right in the middle of the range. That's a no trade zone for me, traditionally speaking. Maybe a 12-hour can give us some more insight. 12-hour looks a little more short-term downside angled, maybe another test down to 130, but overall, man, that's not really giving us much. It sounds like you're more angled towards the long-term, and in this case, long-term, I favor the upside, again, as long as it holds this low structure here at about 125. Again, and we do see a lot of things in this market breaking to the north side from that structure as well, so I'd favor this one as well. Anyways, fellas, it's been an absolute beast of a pleasure to do this live stream on this Wednesday morning over here. Again, from a very bright and almost too hot Helsinki, Finland now. It's almost 20 degrees Celsius, so I'm going to go wash up because I'm going to be sweating like a goddamn moron just soon enough. Anyways, with that said, I'll be on Twitch later doing a little bit of gaming action if you happen to give a fuck. If not, all good. I'll be back on tomorrow here as well. With that said, I wish you well and take care, and hopefully